a bold move. I'll go get some napkins. You missed some on the ground. I'll get it for you. What were you saying a second ago? I was just gonna say that it's a bold move getting the grilled onions instead of raw.
What's wrong with grilled onions?
Well, I mean, you've always gotten raw onions, so why the sudden switch up?
I don't know. The guy suggested I get them, so I said sure.
Fair enough. How was it?
Not bad, actually. A little spicy. I probably wouldn't get it again.
There you go. If you like your onions raw, you should get your onions raw.
I mean, I'm glad I tried them at least. For the experience, you know?
I mean, not really. If it's bad, don't eat it, right? That seems like bad value.
It's not all about value, though.
I disagree. If you don't think something can be valued, it just means that you haven't figured out how to quantify it yet. It doesn't mean it's beyond value.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. If someone offers me grilled onions, I say, why not, you know?
Starting senior year.
It's kind of like our spot, isn't it? Maybe.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, any spot can become our spot under the right circumstances, right? I mean, if we had gone to Willie's for the first time instead of Cookies, then we probably would have gone to Willie's the second time too, and the third time, and the fourth, and the fifth, etc. And we never would have found this place. You know, maybe we'd find a different spot, or maybe we'd find no spot at all. But you can come anywhere for, what was it, 8th grade the first time we came? So almost 4 years. And it would feel special, but that doesn't mean that it is actually any different than any other place on Earth.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. Doesn't that miss something about... Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Look, billions of people have found millions of spots all over the world that they thought were special. But if we went to them now, they would just seem like anywhere else. I mean, it's really insignificant in the long run, right? We just kind of spend our whole lives accumulating all this knowledge, and then we die. And that's it. And then the next generation does it. And it happens again and again and again, forever.
I don't know, man. Whenever I talk to you about stuff like this, everything you say makes sense, but it's just so bleak. Like, how do you think like this and find any reason to go forward?
I think I just set my paramount value as the truth, and then everything else follows from that. You could say it's flawed because all of this knowledge I've accumulated will just be obliterated like everything else when I die, but what else is there for me to do but try to learn as much as I can before I bite the dust?
I don't know, man. Live a little. You kind of have a thing for Angie, right?
I don't know. I did last year, I guess, but I think it's best if I leave that in the past.
Well, you haven't seen each other all summer, right? Maybe you'll feel differently when you see each other around school or something.
It's not really a matter of what I feel. It's more of a matter of what I'll do or not do. It just seems like it's more trouble than it's worth to go after her, and I don't really want to mess up our friendship, so. What about you, though? You haven't mentioned anybody in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just haven't been around anyone I've been really interested in. What do you think of Talia Glatz? We have second period physics together.
Yeah, she's pretty cool from what I can tell. I mean, I haven't talked to her much, but yeah, you should go for it.
Maybe. We'll see.
Last one. Not yet.
Join German Club!
You're a kid idiot too!
Hey, John.
Hey, Chris. How's Philosophy Club setup going?
Pretty well. I'm kind of worried that'll be the only one this year. I don't want the legacy to die with me.
Where are we going?
And it couldn't hurt with my early application to Yale either.
Oh, so you decided Yale for EA. I think it's a good choice for you.
Yeah, thanks. What about you? Are you applying anywhere early?
Probably not. I think I'm just doing UCs and they don't do early anything.
Oh, that's right.
Well, anyway, I'm sure someone will sign up, right? There were like 5 philosophy buffs in the year above us, right? So there've got to be somewhere in this school.
I don't think regression to the mean works how you think it works.
Well, I'm not taking
Kickbox should
stats.
be illegal.
Anyway, I gotta get back to the Eco Club booth. You know how Derek gets when people don't put in the work.
Hey, how are you gonna get into college if you don't save the dolphins?
Exactly.
Philosophy club?
Yeah, are you interested?
Definitely. This seems interesting. You just talk about different philosophers and their ideas and stuff?
Pretty much. But you don't need to have any previous knowledge of philosophy to join. Just curiosity. Here's the sign-up sheet.
Cool, sounds great. Am I the first one to sign up?
Yes, you are. And I'm Chris, by the way. I'm the president.
Hi, Chris. I'm Luke. When do you meet?
Tuesdays at lunch in Mr. Strachey's room, starting next week. September 12th. Hey, Luke, glad you could make it.
Hey, Chris. Happy to be here. Is that Rousseau?
Yeah, it is. Have you read this one?
I haven't, but I'm familiar. I think it's on my shelf at home. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Are you a big fan of Rousseau?
I think I fall somewhere more between Locke and Hobbes. I've never really been much of a romantic. I'm just covering my bases with this one. But yeah, I think I believe more in the Hobbesian state of nature and the Lockean social contract.
Really? You think Hobbes is right about the state of nature? He's so pessimistic. I tend to be more Lockean across the board. Humans organized themselves into structured orders long before anything like the social contract came along.
Well, you're right that humans have had hierarchies for as long as they've been humans, but those hierarchies usually didn't do much to prevent nastiness, brutishness, and premature death. In fact, they often encouraged those things.
I guess that's true. You could make the point that if humans are organizing themselves into structures, they've already escaped from the state of nature, which makes that a moot point, doesn't it?
Yes and no. I mean, it's hard to say exactly where the line is between the state of nature and human society, but if you exclude all hierarchies from the state of nature, then the state of nature kind of loses its grounding in reality, and we can't really use it as a practical tool to understand how to have a good government.
Those are good points. I can't really argue with that. You really know your stuff.
Thanks. You too.
Oh, John, are you struggling with this too?
Oh, I'm completely baffled, yeah. What about you?
Not much better, I think.
Really? I heard you got a 5 on the AP Bio test, so I just assumed you were some kind of science wizard.
Well, I don't know if I'm a wizard, but I think I'm alright at this, yeah. I could definitely use a second set of eyes, though.
Okay, well, we should work together then. Do you have a lab partner yet? Go ahead.
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
Hey, Liam, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has. Jade and Angie are in the other room.
Hey!
Hey guys! Hey John, hey Chris!
Hi, Angie. Hi, Jade.
So what you guys been up to all summer?
Well, John went to Boy Scout camp and on a service trip to Nicaragua, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, that's so cool. How was Nicaragua?
Really beautiful. I didn't have a lot of food, though. Actually, no one did. It was pretty unfortunate, actually.
Nice. What about you, Chris?
I didn't do much this summer. I read quite a bit. I helped my aunt move at one point, so...
Oh, cool.
So, what about you three? Did you travel at all this summer?
We all went to Tahoe for a week in July with my family, but besides that, mostly just hung around Sac.
Basically, what he's saying is that I third wheeled all summer.
Oh, that's right. You two are dating now. When did that happen?
Well, we were friends for a while, and then we were best friends, and then we both realized that we wanted to be more than friends.
That's great. I'm really happy for you two.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks, guys. All right, let's get the movie started.
Hello, Mr. President.
Oh, hey Luke.
What are we discussing today?
Well, Columbus Day was yesterday, so I thought we'd talk a bit about that.
Oh, nice. Like that Adam Ruins Everything sketch. It turns out Columbus was incompetent and horrible.
Not quite. I actually have a few bones to pick with that sketch.
So, what's your position? Do you think Columbus was the hero that discovered America? Because he isn't. Leif Erikson got here first.
Well, it's true that Leif Erikson led the first voyage from Europe that made it to the New World, but his settlement in Newfoundland only lasted a year and then was forgotten by the rest of Europe during the Black Plague.
But he's still evil, right? Like he cut off natives' hands and committed genocide.
It's true that the voyages of Columbus and those that followed massively reduced the native populations, and it's also true that Columbus and his men were at times incredibly cruel to the natives. But there are a few things to remember. The first is that disease wiped out 90% of native populations before we even factor in intentional killings, and disease wasn't being weaponized at this time. Smallpox blankets wouldn't happen until the 1700s. Now, the next thing to remember is that the killings that Columbus did weren't intentioned to wipe out the native population, which is how we classify genocide. His goal was to subjugate them and make them subjects of the royal crown of Spain, and when people resisted, that's when he killed them.
Okay, but the killing was still bad, right?
Yes, obviously it's still bad, but it wasn't genocide. And his goal wasn't to make them slaves either. Usually people who make that argument are mistranslating the Italian word for servant as slave, when in context it more clearly means servants of the crown. Almost anyone from that time would be a villain if you looked at them from a 21st century moral perspective. But if you just look at him from the moral perspective of other people in the 1400s, no, he wasn't much worse than anyone else. I mean, he wasn't a hero either, though his legacy is certainly an important one for the world. But I mean, he's just a guy really who made the right decisions at the right times and sometimes the wrong ones, like everyone else.
Okay, well, maybe we could put a photo gate at the bottom of the ramp to find the acceleration, or just find the mass of the car.
I'm not sure we're allowed to use them. Plus, I have zero idea how to set one up. Hey, look on the bright side. The unit test isn't until Friday.
Thanks, that's reassuring. Are you busy this week? We should study together.
Not too busy. I was thinking the same thing, actually. In fact, I think if we didn't study together, I might get an MA on this test. Get it? Like F equals MA?
Okay, first of all, that was terrible. And second of all, it's sum of F equals MA. Oh, I've got it. We use the sum of F equals MA and a spring scale. We can find F using the scale, and A is 9.8. Then we can work backwards and fake some numbers for the photo gates.
Oh, you are a science wizard. Let's go. Hello?
Hey, John. I just finished, well, I think I finished a Yale essay, and I was wondering if you could look over it. It's the doc that I shared with you yesterday.
Yeah, for sure. I'll take a look at it tonight.
Awesome, thanks. And don't be afraid to be critical.
Yeah, if I have stuff to critique, I'll let you know. You know what you're doing, though, so I probably won't have too much to change. Hey, do you want to go to Cookies tomorrow? We haven't talked in a while. We should finally catch up.
I would, but I still have like 4 more essays to do for my Yale application, and the deadline's in 5 days, so probably not, sorry.
Oh, that's right. Wait, so are you coming to Liam's Halloween party?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I guess it just depends on how far I get in my Yale application.
Got it. Well, I hope you can make it.
Yeah, hopefully. Alright, thanks, John. Let me know what you think of the essay.
Will do.
Hey, for John, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's me. Nice toga.
Thanks. Jade and I are matching.
Hey guys, nice costumes.
Hey, John. Whoa! You look like the Purge. Hey, John. Yeah, that Purge costume is kind of terrifying. Is Chris coming as Phineas?
He was going to, but he's at home working on his early action Yale application. He might come a bit later though when he's done.
Ugh, Chris, that boy is always on the grind.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, that's probably Talia and Amber. Thanks again for letting them come, Liam.
Of course, always have to be a wingman.
Hey! Liam, this is Talia.
Nice to meet you. John, this is Amber.
Hey!
Hi, nice to meet you.
Me too.
That's awesome. So you're like the best on the team, or what?
Well, I don't know about that, but Coach O'Hee thinks I'm the most committed. My partner Sadie and I are probably the best doubles pair. She's just really good, and I think we work well together.
All right, team. Enough chit chat. Let's go TP Derek. Go, go, go! Don't stop!
Oh man, it's almost 11:30. That's my curfew. I gotta go.
So soon? All right, well, I'm glad you could make it.
Thanks for inviting us. And Liam, thanks for having us over.
Yeah, anytime.
All right, well, it was nice meeting you, Amber.
You too.
You too, Talia.
All right, drive safe. I'll see you in physics tomorrow.
Yeah, see ya. Oh, hey John.
Oh, hey Talia, what's up?
Nice shorts.
Oh, thanks. You know what they say, skies out, thighs out.
I've never heard anyone say that before.
Really? That's so weird. I hear that all the time.
Interesting. Are you doing anything after school on Friday?
No, but we don't have another physics test for 2 weeks. Do you want to start studying now, or?
Actually, I was wondering if you wanted to go see Lady Bird with me.
Oh, that's that new movie about Sacramento, right? Sure, yeah, I think I can at least. It has to be early though. Section champs for cross country is on Saturday morning.
All right, how about 5 and we meet at 4:45?
Yeah, sounds great.
It's a date. All right, gotta go, so I'll see you later.
Oh, sorry, I'll just go this way.
Consciousness is a neural process. It's no different than the regulation of your heartbeat or the detection of pain. If your brain is making you do those things without you thinking about it, then why shouldn't it be making you do everything else too without you knowing it?
Are you arguing that there's no free will?
Incidentally, yes, but I'm also arguing that consciousness is an illusion.
I don't think so. The fact that I can't control my heartbeat but can control my actions is good evidence of why consciousness is separate from other brain functions.
That's not necessarily true. If consciousness were an illusion, then the fact that we think we're in control of the things that we're conscious of would just be part of the illusion. Our brains just evolved for us to believe that we're conscious because it was more successful evolutionarily.
Right, we evolve consciousness, and that's what separates us from other animals. We have a capacity for self-actualization that makes us different from all other animals, and that shows that it's uniquely human and uniquely real.
But where's the line between consciousness and unconsciousness? Is a cat conscious? Or a dog? They certainly seem more self-aware than, say, an insect, but they can't self-actualize. At what point does someone with a degenerative brain condition stop being conscious? Or a low IQ? Your explanation leaves too many questions unanswered.
Yeah, I don't know how to answer those questions. But when I experience the world, I feel like I'm conscious, and so does everyone else.
Okay.
No, but the point is, even if everything around me is an illusion, even if I'm just a brain in a jar, all those inputs have to be filtered through my conscious mind. So even if nothing else is real, in my perspective, my consciousness is the only thing that cannot be an illusion. Consciousness is the most clearly real thing in the entire universe.
Hey John, how's it going?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Wanna head in?
Yeah, after you.
So, what did you think?
I thought it was great. Really good choice. I like the happy ending. What about you?
I really liked it. It was a pretty good choice. I wouldn't really call it a happy ending though.
What do you mean?
I mean, Lady Bird seems to get what she's always wanted at the end of the movie, but when she gets to New York, she realizes how much she misses Sacramento. So then it's kind of unclear how happy she really is.
I hadn't really thought about it like that. Well, I should probably go now.
Really? It's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I have to be up early for sections tomorrow. can't interfere too much with the pre-race routine, you know.
All right, well, we should do it again sometime.
I agree.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Hey, section champion. So, does this mean you're like the best runner in the state now? Can you get any school you want for cross country?
Not quite. State's in 2 weeks, and still have to do well in that race.
Well, congrats. I'm happy for you.
Thanks. But you're not just gonna say that this is like a fleeting victory and no one will even remember in 10 years, so what's the point?
Well, I could say that. It's true. It probably won't matter in 10 years. But right now, we can celebrate. Order what you want, I'm buying. Back to raw onions?
Yeah, it's been a while and figured I would stick with what I'm used to. Plus, the guy didn't offer this time. Oh yeah, it was much better. Well anyways, how's philosophy club going? It's awesome that you got that freshman involved. Luke, right? What's he like?
Yeah, Luke. He's interesting. Smart kid. You know, at first I thought it would be kind of like a master and pupil type of thing, but it turns out he can drop some serious wisdom. We go back and forth a bit.
Are you disappointed that you don't have as much to teach him?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe. I don't know. It just feels kind of strange. So, how'd it go with Talia last night? You didn't really give me any details.
Oh, alright, I guess. I probably should have made a move, but I didn't. It's just like, you know, you can hype yourself up so much before you go, and you can really want to put an arm around her or to kiss her, but once I was there, it wasn't just that I couldn't do it, it was that I convinced myself that it wasn't worth it.
I wouldn't know. You kind of have nothing to lose though, right? Like, what's the worst that can happen?
I don't know. I mean, the same can be said for you and Angie, right?
That's different though. I mean, first of all, I don't even really know if I like her, but secondly, I'd be putting our whole friendship on the line if I told her that I had feelings for her.
I guess that makes sense. But how is that any different from my situation? I mean, I guess I haven't known Talia as long as you've known Angie, but the risk is still there. It always is, isn't it?
He jerks away, tosses the pencil, flies through the air, lands right in Mr. Wong's hand.
No.
Yeah, so at this point, the whole class is losing it, and then Mr. Wong puts his hands on Ethan's shoulder, gives him like a 10-second hand massage, and he just walks away, keeps lecturing.
So Amber and Talia are coming tonight, right?
Yeah, they should be here in a little while.
Oh great, I think Amber and I really hit it off last time. Wait, Chris, you haven't met her yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I can't wait to introduce you to. She's super cool.
Let's not forget about John and Talia. Hey, Johnny boy, is tonight the night?
Oh, I don't know about that. I was probably just gonna see what happens. Oh, I think that's them now.
I can't believe she's gonna major in that. That's such a hard major. Wow.
Especially at that school too. I know. She definitely won't be able to make it in that.
Okay, like not that she's.
Why would you?
So, Angie, what have you been up to this year?
I've been working on the school newspaper and doing college applications mostly.
Nice. Where are you applying?
I'm applying to some of the UCs, a couple CSUs, and a couple in-state privates like the Claremonts.
Oh, nice. That's really cool.
Yeah, thanks. Wait, Amber, I forgot to ask, how did you do on the club tournament last weekend?
Alright everyone, we're back. Anyone is welcome to stay here if you want or need to.
Oh, thanks for offering, but I'm driving Liam and Angie home.
Alright, as long as you're good driving, that's good with me. Chris, you're sleeping here, right?
Yeah, I am.
Alright, and Talia, Ember, what are you doing?
I think we're gonna spend the night too, if that's okay.
Yeah, that works.
I always thought that quicksand was going to be a much bigger problem than it turned out to be. Because if you watch cartoons, quicksand is like the third biggest thing you have to worry about in adult life. Behind real sticks of dynamite and giant anvils falling on you from the sky. I used to sit around and think about what to do about quicksand. I never thought about how to handle real problems in adult life. I was never like, oh, what's it going to be like when relatives ask to borrow money? Now I've gotten older, not only have I never stepped in quicksand, I've never even heard about it. No one's ever been like, hey, if you're coming to visit, take I-90, because I-95 has a little quicksand in the middle. Looks like regular sand, but then you're going to start to sink into it.
Does anyone want any water?
I could go for some water.
So, just two?
I'll get some for me and Amber.
I was nervous all the time, but I had a good family. I have wonderful parents. A lot of guys my age, I feel like
So, is Chris short for Christopher?
Yeah, it is. Is Amber short for anything? Ambrosia, perhaps, or?
Nope.
this ought to be good. That's pure mom. She would just make wild accusations all day long and wait for something to stick. My mom would blame me for things that happened on the
I think
news.
John and Talia are gonna be
That is true.
making out upstairs.
I woke up one morning when I was a kid and my mom was
I'll go
standing
get her
over my
waters.
bed. She said, I just heard that Princess Diana and her lover, Dodi Al-Fayed, have been killed in Paris. Like I had something to do with it.
He's spilling mustard on his shirt and he's got some papers to deliver, but oh no, he's successful.
I thought that was pretty good. Alright, I will sleep on this couch then.
Hell is what you think you deserve. If you give in to your guilt, you might live in a hell on earth. Don't just look to the horizon. You should look down at your feet. They're closer and easier to see. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. I promise you won't have to worry about the end of the world. Oh, of the world. Oh.
Oh, Chris got deferred from Yale.
How's he doing?
I don't know yet, but I'm guessing not great. I'll find out tonight. We were gonna hang out either way, either to celebrate or to grieve. Grieve it is, I guess.
It's really nice that you two take care of each other like that.
Yeah, I guess so. But, I mean, you could hang out with anyone for all of middle and high school and call yourselves best friends, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have some special connection.
Wow, where'd that come from? That's a pretty bleak outlook, isn't it? I mean, you're still special to each other, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's just, he says things like that sometimes. Chris does.
Like about your friendship? That's kinda horrible.
No, not like that. Not to be mean. It's just he sees the world as it is, I guess, as a bunch of particles in space.
I don't get how someone can see the world so plainly. Where do all the good things in life come from if that's your view?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I respect his perspective. I think that you're right, but whenever I talk about it with him, I can't think of a reason that he's wrong.
I don't know. I could never live like that.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I mean, not like a man in the clouds, but there has to be something out there, right? Something had to create something at some point.
That's a good point.
What about you?
I don't know. I wasn't raised religious. My grandparents are all Catholic. I think I just don't know enough to make up my own mind.
Why don't I take you to Friday night services at my synagogue? It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. Could we do next Friday?
It's a date.
No thanks.
Come on. It's for you.
I don't need it.
Fine. I'll just leave it here. So how are you doing?
Oh, fine. How are things with Talia?
We're pretty good. We've been hanging out a bunch and she's really cool. We talked a bit about God today.
Really? What did she say?
She's super Jewish, apparently. She's taking me to synagogue with her next Friday.
Wow, that sounds boring.
No, I'm pretty excited, actually. I've only ever been to Mass a few times, and, only Catholic, so I'm pretty excited to see what it's like.
If you've been to Mass, you know how pointless it all is, right? I mean, I'm not an expert on Jewish prayer or anything, but I imagine it'll just be more of the same.
I don't know if the service will be meaningful or not, but I know it's meaningful to Talia, and she's meaningful to me, so that's why I'm willing.
I have a customer say a national cheeseburger.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What's up?
I don't know. I was just deferred, so I should feel the same as I did before. I didn't know if I got in or not yesterday, and I still don't know today. Nothing's changed.
But you don't feel the same as you did before.
No, I don't. And that's the thing. I can handle the sadness of not getting in. I'm just mad at myself for being sad in the first place.
There's nothing wrong with being sad about something like this. This meant a lot to you. You don't have to push your emotions away.
I'm not pushing anything away. I'm not trying to suppress my sadness. I just wish I didn't have to feel it.
Well, of course. Nobody wants to feel sadness, but everybody does. You don't have to be mad at yourself for that. You're no more abnormal for feeling sadness than you are for seeking happiness. You're human.
I needed to be abnormal to get into Yale, and I guess I wasn't. I thought I was certain about my ability, but I'm no better than the other 3,100 people who are deferred.
Getting deferred doesn't necessarily mean you know anything less. So much is up to random chance. Maybe the admissions officer who read your application was just having a bad day.
Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. Maybe I was the first one they said no to, and maybe I was the last one who didn't get in. But I'll never know.
Even if you could know that, it shouldn't affect how you think of yourself. It's okay to be sad, but just remember that this doesn't define your value.
How can I believe both of those things at the same time? How can I tell myself that it's okay to be sad about this while also believing that this shouldn't define my self-worth? It's a contradiction. Why do you think this is so hard for me? There's no right answer.
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that. Look, all I'm trying to say is, don't feel bad about feeling bad, because then you suffer twice.
Alright, Buddha, I guess that's true. Thanks for the ancient wisdom.
Anytime.
I mean, very few people can actually be great in their own lives. A single lifetime isn't nearly long enough to tell if someone's contributions to the world will mean anything or just...
Oh, sorry, Chris.
Don't worry about it. What do you think, though?
Well, I don't think you need to be remembered for your life to be great. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I'd argue that people can create their own meaning and... Oh, sorry, Chris. Yeah, that was my girlfriend. She's having a really tough time with a history assignment right now. I should probably go help her out.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, if your girlfriend needs you, then by all means.
Sorry, see you next week.
So, do I have to wear one of those little hats?
You mean a kippah? Only if you want to.
Okay. It's all in Hebrew, right? So, what do I do while everyone else is saying the prayers?
They have English translations next to the Hebrew, so you can read along with that. I actually think we should do more of the prayers in English so that everyone knows the meaning behind what they're saying.
Interesting.
So, what did you think?
It was nice, yeah.
What did you like about it?
The music was pretty. Everyone seemed really into it.
How did it compare to Mass?
A little similar, a little different. I could see why people like both.
Well, I'm glad you were able to come.
Face it, you're wasting your time in stasis, disgracefully defacing the clock to stop it chasing you in slow motion, in slow motion. I'm just a plaid cat with the big bad post-grad gonads. I don't take naps or crap from nomads. I'm a homebody, nobody can tell me I'm not living right now. I found a word, a cure, a heart. The assurance is that hard work pays off in the end. I promise you this stasis will end.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
Hey, John. I just finished my college apps, and I was wondering if you wanted to hang out tonight, maybe.
Oh, nice job, but I'm in San Mateo right now with my family.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I know last time we talked about it I said I'd be in town, but my mom really wanted me to come this year. I guess we haven't really talked since, for a while, haven't we?
No, not really. I guess I've been busy with college apps, and you've been, what have you been up to, actually?
I've been seeing Talia a lot, and there was Christmas with the family and all that.
Well, we should get together soon, maybe when you get back.
Yeah, definitely. I know I haven't really reached out, but I definitely want to catch up. And hey, I think the squad went to a party at Jack Tiger's house tonight. You should text Angie about meeting up with them.
Thanks, I will.
Yeah, of course. Well, hey, I gotta go help set up some fireworks, but let's talk soon.
Okay, alright, bye. Have fun.
What's that?
Soy burger. Talia recommended it.
Oh, is she vegetarian too?
Vegan, actually. I mean, I could never do it, but I think it's super admirable.
Is it? It's kind of a meme that vegans are self-righteous and funny.
Well, not all vegans. It's supposed to be really healthy for you.
Not necessarily. People get good health results from all kinds of crazy diets. The problem is that they don't know what their health results would be if they tried any of the other ones. I think people just get healthier because of the diet they leave behind, not because of the one they choose.
That's a good point.
So, what do you think of the soy burger?
It's alright. I kind of prefer the black bean burger. It tastes healthy.
I feel like I just got slapped in the face for putting all of my sense of self in the hands of a college admissions board, and now I just did it again, but to a larger degree, expecting a different result. Isn't that a definition of insanity?
Yeah, I guess so. It's not really your fault, though. You're just doing what you're supposed to do. Just because the college admissions process is insane doesn't mean that every teenager in America doesn't have to do it.
Not everyone does, though. I mean, imagine being brave enough to take a stand against the whole college admissions process and apply nowhere.
College isn't right for everyone, but it's right for us, I think. I mean, what else have we been preparing for our whole lives?
But that's what I mean. If the kid who never took an AP class and got a 600 on the SAT doesn't apply for college, he's not doing anything unexpected. But if one of us did it, that would really mean something. I guess I don't have the conviction.
If you don't have the conviction, then who does?
I guess that's why we've never heard about anybody doing it before. So, how's Talia treating you?
Honestly, it's been magical. I don't know how else to describe it.
Why do you think you two get along so well?
That's a good question. I guess she's just so original and interesting and passionate, and I guess I'm just lucky enough that she chose me.
Don't sell yourself short like that. She sees something in you. You should celebrate it. It's more than any girl's ever seen in me.
Hey, don't sell yourself short like that. I think you still have a shot with Angie if you want to take it. Hey, do you want to get together with the squad on Friday? I think Liam is having some people over.
Yeah, sure, why not? What do I have to lose, right?
And I said, that's not where the banana goes, Liam. Oh, that's probably Angie and Amber. Hey everyone, sorry we're late. We're at Sushi Burrito.
Oh, don't worry about it. Make sure it's at home. Jade, did you remember checking your coupon book for the roller skating discount?
Oh, no, I forgot. I guess I have to pay full price when I go to my dad's house next week.
Hey, you know what I just remembered? We have to do that physics extra credit before break's over. Do you have any ideas for the physics demonstration?
You wanted to do a carrot flute, right? I think that's a great idea. We could work on it tomorrow.
Did you see her latest Instagram post? What was that? I have no idea, but it was so funny.
Wait, Chris, are you taking off?
Yeah, I'm not really feeling well, so I'm just gonna head home and get some sleep.
Oh, okay. Let me walk you to your car. So, what's going on? You okay?
I don't know, I kind of feel out of place here, like seventh wheeling. It's fine, I'm just gonna go home. I don't feel great anyway, so.
You know, you're not a seventh wheel, right? We all want you to be here, and Angie and Amber aren't dating anyway, so you can't really be a seventh wheel.
I know they're not dating, but they're already so close and they've only known each other for like, what, a few months? It's just, I don't know, I am not that close with Angie and I've known her for a few years now, and it just, I can't really watch them interact with each other anymore. I can never do that, so.
Okay, well, call me if you need anything. Let's talk soon, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, what was that about?
Chris feels a little separate from the group.
Oh, well, what can we do to make him feel more welcome?
I don't know. He can be kind of a lone wolf.
How so?
Well, I don't know. He kind of just likes to stick to himself and his people. Like, in philosophy club, it's just himself and this one other kid.
Have you ever gone?
No, I have eco club on Tuesdays.
So you've never been to the club your friend is in charge of?
I guess not, no.
Well, you should go then. Show some support, for your friend. I'll go with you.
Derek's gonna be mad if I miss eco club.
Derek will be fine. Your friend needs you.
My point is that we would be 1,000 years in the future if it weren't for Christianity. We wouldn't have plunged into the Dark Ages, and the Renaissance would have happened 1,000 years earlier.
I wouldn't be too sure of that. Because Christianity wasn't the only reason the Roman Empire fell, and it certainly wasn't the only reason we entered the Dark Ages. But Judeo-Christian thought is what uniquely triggered the Enlightenment, and allowed an individualist worldview to take over the West. And that's the basis of all scientific progress over the last 3 centuries.
Hey guys, what's up?
We're here for Philosophy Club. What's today's topic of conversation?
Yeah, today we're talking about religion's impact on the scientific and moral development of the world. Feel free to jump in any time. Yeah, so anyway, Christianity was still a primary reason for the fall of the Roman Empire and the rise of the Dark Ages. So even if they still would have happened, they wouldn't have happened to nearly the same extent. And Christianity has a horrible track record of suppressing scientific innovation when it doesn't fit their worldview. Copernicus, Galileo, just a couple examples of when the churches suppressed science in order to maintain their own view of the world.
That's true in those cases, but what about the printing press? The Gutenberg Bible is the reason that books were mass-produced in those days, and the church was the reason that most people were literate.
Yeah, actually, medieval Jews were among the most literate and educated groups in Europe at the time. They taught all their children to read, and they also kept extremely good hygiene, which helped them avoid the bubonic plague.
So my point would be, how much of that was actually because of religion? You don't need to believe in God to have good hygiene practices. And there wouldn't be such a crisis of illiteracy in the first place without the church keeping medieval serfs complacent.
It has everything to do with their religion. Look, I believe in God. It's why I studied so hard to learn my Torah portion and why I'm so involved in the community at my synagogue. Without the prayer, without religion, it would all fall apart.
Hey, John. Derek just sent me from Eco Club, and he was talking about how we need to control our breathing to reduce our CO2 emissions. He was really mad you weren't there. He sent me to come get you.
Yikes. Alright, I guess I gotta go, guys. Have fun.
Talia, were you done making your point?
Yeah, I think so. I was just trying to say that you can't separate the good things that people do from the religion itself.
Would you say the same about the bad things religious people do, like the Holocaust, for example?
I don't think you can really compare literacy and the Holocaust.
Well, no, I don't think they're comparable, but you just said we can't separate religious people from their actions, didn't you?
I guess, but that's not really what I meant. I just meant that religion makes people do so many good things for the world, and it feels like we shouldn't dismiss them.
Good things like acts of terror, like accepting a horrible life for the promise of heaven. These things can be easily correlated with religion.
I don't think she's saying that religion can't be bad. I just think she's saying that it can also be good.
I don't need you to tell me what I'm saying, thanks. I just don't know how you can argue that religion is bad when almost everything anyone has ever done has been done by a religious person.
Right, but the same is true of almost every bad thing ever done. Those people just happen to be religious.
But the world has gotten better, hasn't it? And even if religious people have done bad things in the past, that doesn't mean we shouldn't believe in religion now.
It's true that the world has gotten better, but that's in spite of religion, not because of it. And the world today is pretty good evidence that you don't need to believe in God to live a good life. We live in a secular society, and it's among the most abundant on the planet Earth. Name a theocracy this prosperous.
It's not all about government, though, or anything that big. How am I hurting anyone by believing in God or going to synagogue?
You might not be hurting anybody else, but you're wasting your time, and your parents are wasting their membership fees. The problem is that people can do all the good things they already do without religion. Religion is just a parasite that latched onto humanity thousands of years ago and has been draining its resources ever since. All it's ever done is stifle science with dogmatism and trick people into complacency, all the while draining society's valuable resources.
How can you say that? I found nothing but goodness in God in the Jewish community.
Well, I'm sure you have, but that experience tells us nothing about whether or not religion is good for society. And I'm not just talking about Judaism, I'm talking about all religion.
Okay, I shouldn't have come. Forget it.
I'm sorry, but we shouldn't rely on personal experience to make decisions about...
You're an asshole.
I'm gonna get going now. You should look up a guy named Jordan Peterson. He has some good arguments about why religion is good for a non-religious standpoint. I think you'll find them interesting.
Yeah, thanks. I will.
Hey, what's up?
Chris is an asshole.
Whoa, did something happen after I left?
Chris just took a dump on my religious beliefs. Not just mine, all religious beliefs.
Well, are you sure he meant to be mean? Sometimes he can get a bit abrasive when he's trying to make a point.
Are you taking his side here? I'm telling you he was an asshole and you're trying to defend him.
Well, no, I'm not on anyone's side. I mean, no, I'm on both of your sides. No, look, the point is, I completely understand why you're mad right now, but I don't think that Chris meant to make you feel bad about your beliefs. I think you need to be a little more patient with Chris. You should try to hear him out a little bit, because he can have some really interesting things to say.
How can I hear him out when he says such horrible things about religion? Almost everyone believes in God. How can it be a sham when so many people live meaningful lives because of it?
I see your point, but I see Chris's too.
John, I came to you for support and all you can give me is this diplomatic crap.
Talia, I think...
Goodbye, thanks for your help.
Hey, John.
Hey, Chris. What happened in there after I left?
Well, Talia kind of tried to butt into the discussion about the value of religion to humanity, and she made some pretty bad arguments, which I dismantled. And then she stormed off.
Well, she stormed off to me, and yeah, she's pretty upset about it.
Well, I'm sorry, but I just made better arguments than her. It's not really my fault that she got mad. I was just trying to have a civil discussion.
Yeah, but religion matters to her. You insulted something that's important to her, and that's not okay.
I didn't insult anything. I just proved her wrong. If she didn't want to feel insulted, she shouldn't have made bad arguments.
Oh, come on, Chris. You know it's not that simple. Look, most people in the world find meaning from religion, so how can you be so sure that it's not worthwhile?
Well, that's not a very good argument. Most people in the world thought slavery was perfectly moral for most of human history. Now we know better.
Look, all I'm saying is don't be so quick to dismiss something that so many people believe, especially when you're trying to have a civil discussion with one of them. Look, I have to go set up some stuff for Eco Club right now. Derek is probably pretty mad at me. Hey, how are you?
Fine.
I'm glad we could meet tonight. We should talk about what happened.
I don't know what there is to talk about.
I thought you might say something like that. So, I have an idea.
What is this?
This is the vent. Watch.
Here, you try.
Cool, how'd you find this place?
Chris and I stumbled on it a few years ago. We eat at Cookies around the corner sometimes and just come over here to talk.
That's sweet, but that doesn't change the fact that he's an asshole.
I totally get why you're mad at him. You opened up about something important to you and he insulted it. But I don't think that was his intention. I don't think he meant to make you feel bad about yourself.
Well, he did. Look, John, I appreciate what you're trying to do here. I'm not mad at you. You're just trying to be a good friend. But we went to philosophy club as an act of kindness to Chris, and then he was a jerk. I don't know why. He ruined a perfectly good conversation.
I don't think he was trying to be a jerk, though. Look, you say you don't know why Chris said what he said. Well, if he's taught me one thing, it's that we're always walking around with other people's hands up our asses. Our teachers, our parents, our friends, people we think are our friends. Say what you will about Chris, but the only hand up his ass is his own.
I don't know, I think Nietzsche's dichotomy between the master morality and the slave morality, is somewhat of a false one. It doesn't really ring true to me in a lot of ways. Hey, Talia, what's going on?
I'm here for philosophy club.
Okay, but don't you think I'm an asshole? John said that you were...
Oh, I do, but I'm not going to let that keep me from discussing philosophy. I'm here to learn, not to be in a debate.
Okay, well, welcome back. Luke and I were just talking about Nietzsche's concept of the master morality and the slave morality.
I think that both moralities can be put on ends of a spectrum, with most moral systems falling somewhere between them.
Talia, wait.
Oh, hey Chris, what's up?
I'm really sorry for, being an asshole the other day. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but I just kind of, go into debate mode, and I inevitably say something I regret. So, I'm really sorry.
Thank you, Chris. That means a lot. I'm sorry I called you an asshole.
No, it's fine. I totally deserved it.
Yeah, you kind of did, but that doesn't mean I should have said it.
No, I guess not. I'll see you next week.
Bye, I'll see you next week.
What did you say to Talia?
Just that you're an independent thinker and you didn't mean any harm by disagreeing with her? Why?
She apologized yesterday.
What?
Well, I guess she didn't really apologize. She called me an asshole. But I think she's a member of philosophy club now.
She didn't tell me that. That's awesome. Are you two friends now?
I don't know. We can at least coexist.
Well, I'm super happy to hear that. You two fighting was really stressing me out.
Black bean burger?
Yeah.
Mind if I try it?
You want to try the vegetarian burger?
Yeah, you like it, right? So I figure I'll walk in your shoes a bit.
Go ahead. What do you think?
Not as bad as I thought it would be, but I don't know, I prefer my red meat.
Fair enough.
I started watching some lectures by this guy, Jordan Peterson. Have you heard of him? Luke recommended him to me after that discussion in philosophy club. I've got to say, I've started to reconsider some things.
Really? Like what?
I guess I'm starting to think that religion isn't as pointless as I used to think it was. I mean, I still think it's not true, but I'm starting to think it's actually pretty useful, even for atheists.
Interesting. I can see the appeal. When Talia brought me to synagogue, I could really tell how into the service everyone was. They obviously find it really meaningful.
Yeah, that's what I'm realizing. I mean, I'm still certain that God doesn't exist, but the world seems so much more vibrant if you believe in greater purpose. I don't really know what to do with that. I'm sorry that I upset Talia so much when we had that religion talk in philosophy club the other day. I think I got kind of carried away, and it wasn't fair of me to make you pick sides like that.
It's okay. I didn't feel like I had to pick a side, but I feel like that was part of the problem. I just felt so torn between two people I care about and two perspectives I understand. I didn't want to side with either of you, but I feel like that ended up putting me against both of you.
It never felt like you were against me. You did the best that you could with a tough situation, and I really respect that.
Thank you, Chris. You know, when I talked to Talia about what happened, I brought her here to the vent.
You did?
Yeah. Is that a...
No, it's nothing. I guess I just, I think the universe is trying to tell me something.
I thought you didn't believe in any of that.
I don't. It's just... doing the human thing, I guess. Making it about me. No. I'm glad you brought her. It's, I'm happy for you.
Thanks. That means a lot. I think she found it really meaningful.
That's good. It's a good spot.
I'm gonna miss you when we leave for college.
I'll miss you too.
Really? How'd that happen?
And I just kind of spooked him. I don't know.
You just kind of like, you went flying back.
That's hilarious. I wish I'd been there.
Yeah, you should come along sometime. Oh, come in.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Hey, Talia. I was thinking about what you said in philosophy club last week about Aristotle.
So, how'd finals week go for you guys?
Essentially, you were saying
Cheeks. Douglas. Kick my ass.
That's not where the banana goes.
world of forms in like a literal way, like the way Plato thought of it, but where it's inside. So I'd be interested to hear what Luke would have to say about this. Actually, I think this would be interesting to hear from his perspective with his worldview.
Yeah, I totally agree.
What are they talking about up there?
Just some philosophical stuff, I guess.
I knew Chris is into that, but Talia too, huh?
Yeah, she actually joined philosophy club recently. It's just her, Chris, and this freshman, Luke.
Luke Jones?
Maybe. I don't know his last name, actually.
So anyways, how's it going with you and Talia? You guys been dating, what, a month now?
2 months, actually. Yesterday.
Wow, 2 months, huh? Man, time really flies.
Yeah.
So she introduced you to her parents yet?
No, not yet. I figure we'll get to it eventually.
I don't know, man. It's not a good sign. Listen, Johnny boy, if she hasn't introduced you to her parents yet, means she's ashamed of you.
Really? I mean, she might not have thought of it yet, or she might not be ready or something.
No, she would have thought of it. And if she's not ready yet, it means she's ashamed of you. I knew Jade's parents before you even started dating.
Huh. You really think I should be worried about this?
Hey, you do you, man, but if I were you, I'd get on that. Alright guys, you guys definitely can't spend the night. My parents would not be cool with that.
All good. I gotta drive John home anyway.
Yeah, thanks though.
Yeah, I'm driving myself too, but Jade and Angie, do either of you two need a ride home?
Oh, I'm staying here. I could use a ride, thank you.
All right, night, everybody.
Night.
All right, where do you live?
I live in Southland Park.
Cool. What's your address?
You can just drive in that direction and I'll pull it up.
Cool. Sounds good.
Thanks for driving me.
Yeah, of course. Are your parents pretty strict about you getting home on time and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, you have no idea. They're insane.
How so?
One time my sister said she was going out with friends at 10. She left at 9:50. My mom lost it when she got back.
She got mad at her for leaving early?
Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. She said she thought she was kidnapped since she left 10 minutes too soon.
Wow, I've never heard of anything like that before.
Yeah, well, you haven't met my parents, and trust me, you don't want to.
Why not? Just a weird curfew thing, or what?
No, not just that. My mom is like crazy about school and sports and stuff. She's always telling my sister and I about working harder and getting into college. And my dad is like the exact opposite. He doesn't seem to care if we succeed or fail.
Huh, do they fight about that a lot? Like, which is the right way to parent you?
No, that's the crazy thing. They never even talk about it. They're always in this unspoken war to one-up each other by being crazier, I guess. One time last summer, my mom brought home the Fisk Guide to Colleges, a 1,000-page book with all the colleges in the country, and she said we couldn't go out with our friends until we'd found our top 10 colleges and written first drafts on our essays for them.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and then the next day, my dad said he was taking us and one friend each to the state fair, just out of the blue.
Huh, so did you go?
Yeah, and when we got home, my mom had already picked out 10 colleges for each of us and said we were going to have an essay writing party where she baked cookies and sat with us while we wrote our essays.
That's insane. I guess I should count my blessings.
Yeah, well, it's not all bad. At least they care. You know, some parents don't care either way.
Yeah, I guess we're all pretty lucky. Alright, we're here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thanks again for driving me home. I'll see you on Monday.
Yeah, you too.
Closed-end pipe harmonics use lambda over 4, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Hey, I was thinking, I'd love to come over to your house sometime soon and, finally meet your parents.
Okay, where did that come from?
Well, I just thought, we've been dating for a while, and it might be time for me to, meet your parents and all.
Is everything okay? This kind of feels like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, everything's fine. I just wanted to meet your folks, I don't want you to be ashamed of me or anything.
Why would you think I'm ashamed of you?
Oh, no, I didn't. It's just, Liam said that if a girl hasn't introduced you to her parents yet, it's because she's ashamed of you. So I just wanted to make sure that...
Wait a minute, so Liam told you that I was ashamed of you because I haven't introduced you to my parents, and you just believed him? John, I'm not ashamed of you. I don't know why you would think that. You haven't introduced me to your parents. Does that mean you're ashamed of me?
Well, no, it doesn't. Okay, yeah, sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. I see your point now.
You always do.
I think that if you added up all the times that dissent was productive and unproductive in history, you'd have more of the good column than the bad.
That might be true and it might not, but we'll never know. Let's stick to the principle of the issue. I don't think that dissent is an inherently good or bad force. It just depends on how you use it, like anything else. It can be productive, it can be destructive.
I don't think Chris was trying to say that it's good or bad inherently, just that it's been more good than it's been bad. I think it's inherently good, though, and you can't move forward without disrupting the status quo.
Talia is right that I don't see dissent as inherently good or bad. I think it's hard to put something down like that can take so many forms. For example, the French Revolution started noble but quickly devolved into hysteria.
The French Revolution is a great example of dissent going badly. If dissent is an inherently good or bad force, let's try to identify which kind of dissent are good and which are bad. I'll start. Violent dissent is bad.
Wait a sec. I still haven't conceded that dissent is neutral. I still think that it's inherently productive. You gave the French Revolution as an example of bad dissent, but I think you're confusing it with the other bad things that happened.
That's a good point, Talia.
Thank you.
The only problem I have with your argument, Talia, is that it quickly falls into the no true Scotsman fallacy. You can keep on redrawing the lines around what is and isn't dissent every time a new example comes up based on whether you like it or don't like it. And Luke, I think you're going to have a similar problem, where you can keep on redrawing the definitions of what good and bad are every time you don't like them. Talia, I think we're actually on the same side though once you get past that dissent is not inherently good or bad, but is usually good.
I don't think that making the categories more specific is a bad thing. I think it just shows a more complex understanding of what the categories are. Talia, you and I can agree that categorizing is only fallacious if you let it be, and that categorizing can also be a very useful tool.
I think I'm going to have to agree more with Luke here. I don't think that revising categories is always a problem, and I think it can be pretty useful.
Well, I disagree, but I respect your opinion, and I'm glad you've stuck with Philosophy Club. It's good to have you.
I agree.
Thanks, that means a lot. Hey John, one thing real quick. Remember that thing you said about how Chris only has his own hand up his ass?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, I feel like I've done a pretty good job taking everyone else's hands out of my own, but it kind of seems like you haven't done that.
What do you mean?
Well, it kind of feels like whatever I say, you just agree with me.
Really? I don't know about that. I mean, I tried to help you see things from Chris's perspective when you were mad at him.
Okay, sure. So sometimes you agree with other people too. Like when you agreed with Liam when he thought that I was ashamed of you. But I've noticed that you never really share your own opinion about anything important.
I guess you're right. I guess I usually just try to ask questions and understand others' perspectives better.
You just agreed with me. Again. Are you gonna try to defend yourself?
I mean, I see your point, I guess.
I guess I'm not being fair to you?
No, it's okay. I guess I'll try to be more opinionated in the future.
That's not your regular cheeseburger, is it?
Nope. Ostrich. I thought I'd try something new.
Nice. I just got the regular this time. So how's Philosophy Club going with Talia and all?
Great, actually. Yeah, it really seems like she's come a long way. She's become a valuable member of the club. How's it going with Talia on your end?
A little rocky, actually.
How so?
She said that I agree with her too much.
Too much? I thought you were supposed to agree with your girlfriend about everything.
Yeah, well, not with her, I guess. I'm not really sure what to do. It's not just that I agree with her. It's that I agree with everyone, I guess. And she's right. I do agree with people a lot. But I think that's because people just give me good reason to agree with them. Like, I don't have any reason to think that the advice that Liam gave me was bad advice. He's just more experienced with relationships than I am, so it makes sense to trust him, right? I just don't know how to decide what I should agree with and what I shouldn't.
I don't know. I don't think Talia actually wants to date someone who has really strong opinions on everything, because that person isn't open to compromise. I think one of the great things about you is that you're willing to hear everybody out and learn from them. I mean, that's something that I wasn't able to do very well for most of my life, and I'm just starting to learn now. It's a really admirable trait, and I really respect you for it.
Thanks, and that makes sense. But that's kind of the problem, right? When I talk to Talia about it, it seems like she's right. But when I talk to you about it, it seems like you're right. I don't know. I just don't know how to decide for myself.
You should join philosophy club. You already submitted your college apps, and mid-year reports just went in, so what do you have to lose from quitting Eco Club now? You should come next Tuesday. You can hear both sides of the discussion and make up your mind. We're talking about gender.
Alright, so are we gonna get started?
We're waiting on one more, actually.
Oh, who?
You'll see.
Hey John, is something wrong?
No, I'm here for philosophy club.
Alright, Talia, why don't you get started since you requested today's topic of gender?
Thanks, Chris. So today I think we should explore what masculinity and femininity are in relation to each other, as well as how they shape our culture and whether gender is a social construct or a biological trait. To start, let's just get a list of what we associate with masculinity and femininity.
Alright, I'll give it a whirl and take some guesses. Generally, masculine traits are going to be those involved in climbing hierarchies and competition, and feminine traits are going to be more having to do with nurturing and compassion.
What else?
Stereotypically, masculinity is rational and femininity is emotional.
Alright, John, do you have anything to add?
Well, I agree with what's already been said, and I don't have much more to add. But I think that we should pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination.
So you think we should liberate people from the bondage of gender?
Yes. Wait, no. Okay, this is actually a Nelson Mandela quote,
Alright, let's just continue. We have a list of traits that we think are either masculine or feminine. The question is where these ideas come from. Are they built into us biologically or socially constructed?
Well, to answer that question, we have to figure out where the line is between nature and nurture. Now, culture has to come from somewhere, so I think we should err on the side of saying it's mostly biological, with some minor variation across cultures.
I disagree that culture is biologically driven. There are wide variations in different cultures of what defines masculine and feminine. Like in some cultures, pink is a manly color, or women are the heads of the families. This all seems very mutable, which means it's probably a cause of culture and not biology.
Well, I think that class, race, sexuality, gender, and all other categories by which we categorize and dismiss each other need to be escalated.
Escalated, like increased?
Yeah, I mean, it's Dorothy Allison, so... Oh, wait, no, it says excavated, not escalated. That makes more sense.
Okay, I'm sorry, I can't do this. I have to go tutor a kid for AP Bio after this anyway, so just continue this next week.
Talia broke up with me. I'm sorry, man. I don't really know what to say. It's fine.
I should have seen it coming. This is exactly what we talked about last time. I tried to think independently and it just made her madder. I know I need to change something, but I don't even know where to start.
I think I have an idea.
All of these? That's just the fiction.
My heart is grown, pajama soft, oozes, bruises, offers up secrets, peel my ventricles like banana tops, expose my prose in proper sequence, off the cuff and rough, a grizzly cub, but my prayers are bare and only sung for Cupid. So reply, arrows, let fly your arrows as I try to kiss the sun. And if Aphrodite's lips ask for tidy gifts, all tied up with a bow, I'll know that this is for no one.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Chris. Congrats on UCLA.
Thanks. And, sorry about UCLA. Come on in.
That's okay. I didn't really want to go anyway.
For sure. How'd your mom take it?
Not well. I'm happy to get away tonight, so thanks for putting this together.
Yeah, of course. Well, I'm really glad you could make it. Come take a seat. Can I get you anything to drink, or...? Hey, Liam, come on in. Hey, I'm really sorry to hear about Jade, dude. That really felt like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, me too. It kind of blindsided me. Thought it was going really well.
Yeah, dude, I'm so sorry. Let me know if there's anything I can do. But come take a seat. You want anything to drink, or some ginger ale? Hey, John.
Hey.
Congrats on UCLA.
Thank you, yeah. Maybe we'll go together. For sure.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. I have your books.
So you read all of them?
Every one, yeah.
Which ones were your favorite?
I really liked Candide and The Stranger.
So what do you think? Are you gonna come to philosophy club next week?
I don't know. I want to, definitely, but Talia's going to be there, and I don't want to make her uncomfortable. But I guess if I don't go because I don't want to create a conflict, I'm kind of proving her point, right?
Yeah, that's a tough situation. I don't know, I think you should come. If Talia can't handle you being there, then that's on her.
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, how's it going with you and Angie?
I think pretty well. We've been snapping a lot, and I think we're better friends now.
That's great. I'm really happy for you. All right, shall we?
We shall.
Are you worried?
I'm a little worried.
Hey Luke, John is joining us today. I hope that's all right.
Yeah, fine with me. I'm more concerned about Talia.
Yeah, so are we. Let's just try to make this as peaceful as possible.
Hey Chris, I was thinking about your defense of absurdism last week and I realized that... Oh, hey John, what are you doing here?
I'm here for philosophy club, same as you.
Alright, let's just get started then.
So, today we're continuing our discussion of absurdism from last week. Where we left off, Talia was arguing, and correct me if I'm wrong, that a person who embraces the absurdity of the universe, like Merceau in The Stranger, for example, can't actually find meaning or have an objective moral sense without a leap of faith, or a belief in something that your rational mind can't actually explain. Would you say that's accurate, Talia?
Yeah, basically. I'm interested to hear your rebuttal.
Well, I think that we can derive something approximating moral objectivity from the collective, subjective moral sense of the world. If something is good for the survival of our species, it's probably good.
But you'll never reach objectivity from that perspective. You'll never even reach collective subjectivity, since there will always be people who disagree and who have different moral intuitions.
That's true, but what if the goal isn't objective morality? An absurd universe is one without morals, but what if that's better? Like, it liberates us to create our own moral systems.
I don't think either of those arguments are correct, because my conception of morality relies on an impartial observer looking at the effects of an action on a species, not just an averaging of all of the moral intuitions of the species, which you're correct is flexible. That's also, I think, what the problem with your defense of absurdism is, Luke, because you say that morality can be flexible, that we can define it for ourselves, but the way that you evaluate whether an action should be moral should not change based on the person or the circumstance. Sure, the outcome might be different based on the circumstance, but the actual way you evaluate it shouldn't be different. So I don't think that's the best defense of absurdism. John, what do you think?
Well, Talia's point was that it's important to reach an objective morality, right? And Chris agreed with her, right?
Yeah.
But Luke said that no objective principles is liberating, right?
Yeah.
So what's your point?
Well, it seems like you have to start with one or the other. It seems impossible to create, what did you call them, objective moral principles, or even collective subjective ones, from an individually subjective universe. I mean, even Chris ignores benefits and harms to animals and other life. But it seems like if you tried to create a list of rules of how it was good to act in any corner case, you just end up with a list of descriptions of what's good in any one scenario. And that's not really a broad moral principle anymore, is it? So I guess what I'm trying to say is you need something objective to ground your morality.
I will see y'all next week.
Wait, Talia. So, what'd you think of that discussion today?
It was great. The things you said today were really impressive. It looks like you've really done some self-reflecting.
Yeah, I've been reading and thinking more than I ever have before. Do you think that we could,
Look, John, that's all great, but it seems like you just did all of that to impress me, which is still part of the problem. I'm glad that you've tried to improve yourself, but I'm not going to get back together right now if that's what you're going to ask. I'll see you at next week's meeting.
Hey, John.
Hey, Chris. So, what's the situation?
You mean about the Ivies? I didn't get it anywhere.
Any of them? Wow, I'm so sorry. That must be hard.
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed. but I'm not as sad as I thought I would be.
No?
No, I mean, it hurt, but I guess I expected it to be worse. It kind of just feels like nothing.
Do you mean that you didn't feel it? Like, it didn't affect you?
No, it definitely affected me. I just took that effect and replaced it with nothing. I just feel empty.
Last time I told you to not let this define your self-worth, and I still think you shouldn't. But I think the best you have right now is just to not care. So, good luck, and I'm here for you if you need me.
I just feel like I flew too close to the sun. If I really wasn't worth it for any of the Ivies, then all I did by applying was waste my time, money, and sense of self hoping I'd get in. If I just applied to the UCs like you, I still would have gotten into all the colleges that I did, but I wouldn't have to feel like this.
I actually feel the exact opposite. I mean, yeah, maybe I'll go to LA or Berkeley if I get in on Friday, but I kind of wish I had applied to Yale or Harvard, and I don't know, now I'll just never know.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I would have beat myself up so much if I hadn't applied. I guess I just don't know if that's worse than what I'm feeling now.
Hey, still 2 more colleges left for you and 1 for me, so I guess all we have left to do is hope and pray.
Better get hoping then.
I got in. I got into Stanford.
You got in? That's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks. I don't know what to do right now.
Celebrate, man. Are you going to the party tonight?
Yeah, I am. I'm driving Angie, actually.
You think you're going to talk to her tonight?
Yeah, I think I will. I think tonight's the night.
Congrats, Stanford boy.
Thanks, John. Did you order yet, or?
No, I was waiting for you actually.
Cheese, huh? Did the guy suggest it this time?
No, I just felt like cheese. It's pretty good. So, have you made it official yet?
No, not yet. It is a lot of money, so we're gonna see if we can get some more financial aid. But I don't know, I can't imagine that my parents will say no, even if they don't give us that much. It is Stanford, so.
Well, I'm proud of you. Seriously.
What about you though? Do you think you'll go to Berkeley?
I'm actually leaning more towards UCLA.
Really? Berkeley's just better though, right?
I guess, but I like LA a little more based on what I've read about them. I won't decide for sure until after their admitted students day, so I can really get a better sense for myself.
Well, I wish you luck, my friend. You know, I feel like I'm a completely different person than I was when I applied to schools, but they still use what I wrote then to decide whether or not I'm worthy now.
Yeah, I get that. And the people we are now are going to change again once we get there. And we're going to change again during our first year, and our second year, and our third year, and our fourth year.
You're right. If only they could admit us based on who will be at graduation.
Yeah. But they would if they could, wouldn't they? I mean, that's what it all leads up to, isn't it?
Not really. I mean, what they really want is successful alumni, right? So if they could, they would just go back in time and admit all the people who become successful.
That's true. But wouldn't that defeat itself? I mean, there are plenty of very successful people who don't go to the very best schools. So if they were to go back in time and get admitted, some of them would go there, and then the whole course of their lives would be changed, and maybe they wouldn't be successful anymore.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of it's just circumstance, so if that happened, then all those successful people would just be replaced by other newly successful people in the new timeline. So even with time travel,
All the colleges can hope to do is guess, I guess.
You know, I'm kind of conflicted right now because I'm really happy about Stanford, but I'm also really sad about Angie.
Well, what do you feel right now?
Like right now? I don't know. I guess I'm happy because I'm thinking about Stanford. But then I'm sad because I'm thinking about Angie. But then I tell myself that I don't want to be sad, so I think about Stanford again. But then it just kind of goes back and forth like that all the time. It's turbulent.
Well, better than feeling nothing though, right?
Yeah, definitely better than that. I don't know. I think our friendship is actually going to come out better for it. I just have to make myself see the light at the end of the tunnel while I'm grieving. How are you feeling about Talia?
I don't know. Sometimes I'm mad because I did exactly what she said I was supposed to do, and it still wasn't enough. But I have to remind myself that the reason I'm mad is because that's the wrong way to think about it. It seems obvious now, but I never should have expected just to do the task, slay the dragon, and win the girl. It's not that straightforward.
Few things are. Or everything is, and more complex things are just a bunch of smaller, straightforward things in a row. Pick your poison.
Yeah, well, the stupid thing is, that was the lesson I needed to learn all along, and I could only learn it once I thought I already had. And I couldn't learn it any other way. I needed Talia to reject me when I asked for redemption to learn how to redeem myself, and I guess that's what I'm trying to do now.
Well, good luck. I hope you keep coming to Philosophy Club.
Yeah, of course. I wish I'd come the first week of freshman year. I could have learned all this so much sooner.
I don't think that's true, though. Well, maybe you would have learned what you're learning now a few years ago, but think of all the things you learned then that you'd have to learn now. And how can you possibly know what the correct order is?
I guess it's a good thing I have you then. Without you, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Same for you. To the person beside me, who shows me where to start and where to slow down, is right there with me to keep me on track to something greater.
To friendship.
Go and find love like you used to know. But love's a feeling and now it's gone. You've got to go and find love